Hello and welcome back to another secret laboratory guide. In this video I'll be showing you how you can play and win as SCP-096. Shy Guy is pretty much the same, both pre and post update, but with some buffs and some nuffs. Now let's quickly cover the basics. SCP-096, aka the Shy Guy, belongs to the SCP faction and are allied with other SCPs. 096 spawns in heavy containment zone in the room just outside his actual containment chamber. The SCPs will win if no Foundation personnel are alive, if no one has escaped to become Chaos Insurgency, and if any SCPs are still alive. Now, SCPs do have some of the easier win conditions, but not the easiest. However, in my experience playing the public beta, I've got to say, it typically is mostly SCP wins. Moving on to the pros and cons of 096. The pros are that 096 firstly has a ton of health. Pre-update it was 350 AHP and 1500 HP, with the AHP increasing by around 70 for every person that looked at him. But in the public beta, that has shot right up to 2000 HP and 1000 AHP, and the 1000 AHP won't increase for every person that looks at it, it's just 1000 at max. This means he's gotten an incredible buff, and it's much harder to kill 096 now. Also, if you look at 096 and you've triggered him, it means that unless you're in an elevator, you are practically screwed. Dead, nothing you can do, just give up at that point, honestly. Once he's triggered, you can't really lose him, which is true to the law, so 096 is incredibly lethal. It's also very hard to kill him, as I said. His massive Hume shield, which is only behind 173, is very large, so it's hard to do actual long-lasting damage to his health, his actual HP. The cons of 096 are that when he's docile, he's incredibly slow and literally useless. He's only good when enraged. He's also incredibly loud and is the only playable character in the game that makes noise when not moving at all. Despite his large HP and AHP, he is very susceptible to the micro hit and grenades, though I cannot be sure of this post update, but he does take a lot of damage. And the time to transition from docile to enraged or vice versa takes very long and makes you actually slower than when you're docile. Also, when 096 is cooling down, he is completely defenseless and cannot do anything about being attacked but run, and he has to take the bullets since he's quite slow. Furthermore, in the public beta, Shy Guy cannot kill you if you haven't looked at him. If you're not a target of 096, then his primary or left mouse button attack won't do any damage, and his secondary right mouse button attack will only do 40 HP damage. So if you don't look at him, you are fine. This is a massive nerf to 096, but was a very necessary one, and I for one am happy he's got that. Now, to cover the relationships 096 has with other classes, he should be hostile to all human classes with the exception of Chaos. The other classes are all targets to the SCPs and should be killed on sight. 096, as with all other SCPs, may be neutral towards Chaos, but 096 doesn't have to be, and the Chaos don't have to be. Moving on to the SCPs, 096 has a level 1 relationship with 049, 049-2 and 106, meaning that all must cooperate with each other and help each other out because they are all part of the same faction, but they don't have much potential for a relationship in my opinion. 049-2 is, well, weak as hell, and 059 and 106 are slow like 096, so don't complement each other well. 096 has a level 2 relationship with 079 and 939, because while 096 is slow, 939 are fast and silent, and can communicate with 096 to flank runners and cut them off. And if you think about it, the crying and wailing of 096 will cover up any running by 939, who are already quite silent when walking normally. And not to mention, 096 can actually tell 939 where people are if 939 can't see them. Now, 079 can lock doors on people and allow Shy Guy to keep up with them in the hopes that they will look at the Shy Guy. Finally, 096 has a level 3 relationship with 173, since obviously you can't look at 096 and you have to look at 173, meaning that this duo is unstoppable. The only ways to nullify both is to look down slightly to see 173's bottom half, but not 096's face. But this means you have to be close to 173 and you can be killed easily. 173 are the ultimate SCP combination, and a trio of 079, 173 and 096 means you are utterly screwed. Throw in a dog and a doctor and the SCPs have got the ultimate team. 096 is also the main SCP who should destroy spawn waves like MTF due to his high HP, AHP and the enraged state allowing him to kill targets quickly.
There's a couple of them outside.
Shit, we missed that truck, sorry.
Oh, here they come.
Here we come.
Okay.
We there, done with that?
Ready?
Yeah, am I going the right way?
I'm just gonna
Yeah,
stand
perfect.
here. No.
Hello?
Okay, okay.
Again. Computer, get ready to lock the door behind.
Go.
Yep.
What? Yeah, we should.
I've locked the door because it's like a dead end in both points.
Yeah, get him out. I can't go outside a minute.
Got 2 access keys from that.
Holy shit! Is everyone gone?
Yeah, that's it. That's all of them.
Dub, that's a dub. Should we camp here? Should we camp here or what?
Where are you?
I got my gun. I can dog out of the way.
Where is everyone?
We should. One more here. Oh, is that chaos?
I'll check if they're coming.
Well, I think Shy Guy and Dog are doing a lot of work right now.
Yeah, we just took about half the MTF out.
Woof woof.
Alright.
Woof woof.
We're gonna go to
Okay.
Nah.
That's
I
what
mean, look that.
dogs. Tell check them in on the surface.
Oh, yeah.
They're here. Woof woof, bitch. Woof woof.
Is anyone by the AFK?
check surface.
Yeah, there's people there. Go get them. Get them.
Is that it?
Alright.
Woof woof.
I can't see it from my surface.
You want
Sorry,
holding
exit
you?
point.
Never mind, it's broken.
Gate A, gate A.
Like surface or entrance?
Just, it's gate
It's really slow.
Yeah, damn, fucking.
That they need to fix that. Kind of. I don't know. Not fair.
Can you ask them where they are?
That's a very
Who triggered you?
nice face you got. That's a
Damn it, yeah.
that's a-
I don't know. It's guess. Where's the last NTF?
Hi. Wait, can they hear me?
No, only dog.
Kanye.
They're probably in lots, you know. It makes sense
there's
because
only
they try and
two of
hide.
them.
096, I got a question for you. Which Kanye do you think is the real one? Kanye East, Kanye North, Kanye South, or
So
Kanye
wait, where's the last NTF at? Did you find him or?
And there's 2 more. I'm
No.
thinking they might be in
Jump
lots.
if
Yeah,
it's
Shimar.
Kanye
Yeah.
Jump if it's
Okay,
I
I'll
think
Kanye
they're on
Chaos
surface.
is,
Oh no! Wait.
Kanye North.
What if they're on surface on the nuclear?
Okay.
Hold on.
096 confirmed, it's
Oh,
Kanye
yeah.
North, guys.
Wait, what?
I didn't check that.
So
on the
this
nuclear.
Now, I will quickly cover 096's abilities. Firstly, he has 2 states, docile and enraged. He is docile when, well, normally, and enraged if someone looks at him and triggers him. When docile, he is slow and cannot attack and makes a crying, sobbing noise, while when he's enraged, he is fast, can attack, well, can use his attacks, and makes a large screaming noise. Now, the crying, sobbing noise when docile is can actually be quieted down if you go up to a closed door and lean on it by pressing right mouse button. Now, the door can be a normal door, a keycard door, or a blast door / gate, but by pressing right mouse button on it, you can lean up against the door and become quieter, which is perfect for ambushing. Note that you can't lean on a door when right clicking. When enraged, you can't lean on a door at all when enraged, and that even if you are leaning on the door, people can still know you're there because, first of all, you make some slight noise, but more obviously there are atmospheric effects around the door, which looks like the space surrounding the door is bending. I don't know how to explain it, it's quite hard, but I'm sure you get the point. When enraged, you move much faster and can jump much higher. If you left click, you can perform a swipe attack which will kill anyone near you. However, in the public beta and post update, it will only kill targets and deal no damage to anyone who hasn't looked at you. The right click attack is a charge which causes you to run extremely fast in one direction for a short time, about a second, and this will kill any targets in your path and deal 40 damage to anyone in your path who is not a target. You can use this right click charge attack on the gates to temporarily open them to get to the other side. Finally, I'll move on to what you should roughly do as 096 in a game. Remember that this isn't set in stone, and what you should do changes on a game by game basis. You should go from heavy to either entrance and camp the checkpoint, or go to the elevator systems and get down to light containment zone. If you go down to light, you should meet up with 173 if he does exist, so you can cause carnage with him. Find out thoughts killing upgraders since people are usually in there. Kill as many escapees as you can and then move up to heavy when it's the last few targets and deal with the guards. If a spawn wave occurs, then deal with it. If chaos spawn, gauge if they are friendly, and if they are friendly, leave them alone. If they aren't friendly, then deal with them as if they were MTF. For MTF, I would recommend camping behind the checkpoint on the heavy side, behind a door, because entrance doors have glass, so you can be seen through it. Get angry and deal with the spawn wave and keep whistling down the targets.
Okay, the last one's a D-boy.
Motherfucker, if he's fucking AFK in his class D cell, I'm gonna be pissed.
Wow, we can check now.
I'll search heavy.
Yeah, check heavy. If he's not in class D, he's almost certainly up there.
Oh, we have a peanut. That's cool. Chris with low mic.
I don't know, I'm a shy guy. Fucking peanut. I reckon. Okay, well, I don't think he's in light because he's not AFK. I reckon he's in heavy. He probably was camping like
Yeah.
on the roofs. I think 049. Check that. Check nuke and yeah.
Why does it cost so much to go down places?
And you're only gonna be like what access to one?
Not in nuke.
Probably 049 then I guess.
Yeah, or just he might be in my room.
That's
Could be a possibility.
I'm gonna say 049. Oh, GG.
Oh, he's there.
That was easy.
That was easy. And with that, this guide on how to play and actually win as SCP-096 is concluded. Please like the video, subscribe if you haven't, and comment on what SCP I should do next. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Goodbye.